Hey friends, come window shopping with me as I visit Itoya, the 12-story mecca for stationery lovers worldwide. It's on every must-visit list for Tokyo, but I don't think it's all that it's cracked up to be. In this vlog, I'll show you the most interesting things I found. First, a quick orientation. The main building, G Itoya. It's the one we'll be exploring today. It has 12 floors, each with its own theme. There's also a smaller building, K Itoya, across the street that focuses more on their in-house brand. I didn't go here because I was so tired after a day of running around. Now, this isn't a vlog of the entire store. It was crowded, and I did not want my filming to get in the way of other people enjoying themselves and interrupting their browsing experience. So instead, I'm going to focus on the most interesting item that caught my attention on each level. This is the ground floor where they sometimes hold pop-up events. This was a furoshiki exhibit. These are Japanese wrapping cloths for lunch boxes. There is a small drink station here, and you can actually carry your drink around the store, something I thought that was quite rare in Japan. This is their greeting card section. I love buying greeting cards, but I tend to want to keep them for myself, which kind of negates the whole idea behind buying greeting cards. Okay, this was my favorite item on this floor. These are stencils. This is from Itoya's house brand, and they have rulers, templates, and you've even got this protractor that's got angles listed along the side of the fish. I would have aced geometry in school if I had one of these beauties. I would have definitely remembered all of the angles if I got this. From there, I went on to the second floor. The theme of this floor is share, as in sharing letters, postcards, notes, etc. I was most excited to look at their washi tape collection, but this was it. I really expected a lot more, but they had a small shelf all from one brand. I think it was empty. I'm not even sure. Sure, they had a couple of pouches which I didn't even really want to look at after Loft. But yeah, that was quite underwhelming. This I really like. This is part of their kimono line, washi tape that's supposed to mimic kimono patterns. Obviously, I had to look at the gold embossed one, and I was actually looking around for a shopping bag so I could pick a few of these items maybe. But then that's when I realized you have to pay for the item on the floor that you've picked it from. You can't collect all of your items in a basket, go through the entire store, and then decide what you want. So I found that quite limiting, and that's why I didn't really end up picking anything at Itoya, though there are a few things I was definitely tempted by. This was definitely my favorite print. I didn't even know pens like this existed. These are glass pens and they look so damn gorgeous. I have no idea how one would use them. I have no idea how you fill in the ink, but oh my god. This, I would pay a pretty penny for this for sure. These are your inks and stamps, and this is a wall of letter pads. On to the third floor, right? This is the luxury pen section. These are not your peasant pens like my beloved Uniball pen. No Uniball pens here. I guess the glass pens on the floor below also did not make the cut. I guess they're not luxurious enough. They're really beautiful, and I believe quite a few of the pens are hand painted. Now, I tried to locate the most expensive pen on this floor, and every time I thought I found it, there was another next to it that was even more expensive. These are the hand painted pens. Those are plum blossoms. And I believe this is the most expensive pen in the store currently. It's made from lacquer and painted in gold. In fact, the one next to it is practically a bargain. If I ever got pens like these, I hope they attend meetings on my behalf. Onto the fourth floor. The fourth floor is the planner floor. They have a wall of planners from different companies. Okay, I practically ran over to this section when I saw it. This is Plotter. This is the first time I'm seeing Plotter in person, and I have been coveting this brand for such a long time now. I love how sleek it is. I love the idea of a ring system, but I'm struggling to see how it would fit into my current journaling system. I definitely need to read up more about them. By the way, Plotter is owned by Design Phil, the same company that owns Traveler's Company. When I was there in Tokyo this time around, Plotter had just opened up their flagship store at Harajuku. Their inserts are so interesting. I don't think I've come across anything like them before. Definitely want to use Plotter one day down the line. Now, next to Plotter was Filofax, and I felt bad for Filofax because the planners look positively clunky next to the sleekness of Plotter. In fact, earlier this year, I was actually contemplating getting a Filofax, but after seeing it in person for the first time, yeah, nah, it's a pass for me. More planners. I'm not familiar with these brands. And anyway, I am much too satisfied with my traveler's notebooks, even though, yes, I was looking at Plotter before, but I was just looking and I didn't pick anything up yet. These colorful pouches are by Color Chart. Color Chart is one of the in house brands of Itoya, one of the many that they have. By the way, you can buy a lot of this on the Itoya online store. They do ship internationally, I believe. Nolte is here too. I like Nolte. I came across them for the first time a few days ago when I was near Tobichi. And yeah, go Nolte. So that was a pretty fun floor. And as with all good things, it's followed by work. And by work, they mean the office supply floor. Here you get your staplers, your files, your sticky notes, and they even sold desks. One of the few perks I liked about working in corporate was all the free stationery I would get. Nothing fancy, just the usual sticky notes, the yellow letter pads, the ballpoint pens, etc. But now, thanks to constant cost cutting, you're lucky if you can even get a damn paper clip. These are some of the desks that they had on sale. Now, what I really want to know is who is using heart shaped sticky notes at work? This would sound like a case for HR. They're also here trying to make lanyards all cute, but don't let those colors fool you. That's just another ball and chain, people. Mm-mm. Now we're on to the next floor, and this is the home goods section. And see, this is why Itoya isn't necessarily the stationery haven influencers on social media make it out to be. Out of the 12 floors, 7 are dedicated to stationery and craft. We're 5 floors in, and I didn't see a lot of the items I saw at Loft or Hands. Itoya is a lifestyle store, and if you go in with this mindset, I think you're less apt to be disappointed. I did end up spending a lot of time on this floor. I love all of the little things that they had, such as these chopstick holders. I believe they're made from shell and bone. These are bookmarks, and I used to buy a lot of them when traveling, but I I would invariably lose them. So I've stopped purchasing these, though they're really, really lovely. This floor also had home fragrances. They had diffusers and candles and incense sticks. This was my favorite item in the whole store. This is by Bridget Tanaka. They're a French Japanese brand based in Paris, and these are embroidered organza bags and pouches. This is probably the cutest and smallest backpack I have ever seen. It could fit a cat, probably, maybe your cat, because I don't know who else would be able to wear that. I was so tempted by these. Oh my gosh, besides stationery, I have a thing for little bags and pouches and tote bags, and I have so many of these things. And at this point, I'm just greedy. So I put it away and I didn't pick up any. Though when I got back home, I actually ended up ordering one of them from their store. And of course, coming right off of that is another weakness of mine embroidered brooches. Now, this floor that we're going to is my favorite floor after the one below. I don't know how to paint. I can barely sketch, but every time I'm around paint, I feel like I can really channel my inner Vincent van Gogh. These were some special paints with glitter in them, and I really appreciated the fact that they had color swatches to see what the ink or color would look like once you painted it. This is such a delight for the eyes. I could just stare at this wall and go through each paint individually. These are colored pencils, and again, my soul just feels at peace looking at the way they've been arranged. Now, these special colored pencils were behind a locked case, probably because it costs 82,500 yen, and they're by Faber Castell. I'm sure they're special, but can someone please educate me about them? Why are they so special? Let me know in the comments below. Now we're moving on to what is essentially the last floor that contains products, and this is specifically for paper craft. This floor has a few stamps, gift wrapping paper, ribbons, a few stickers, and some die cut machines. They had some items from Moomin, and this time around in Tokyo, Moonmin was just everywhere. I could not escape it. The licensing department of this cartoon seems to have gone mad and just sprinkled Moonmin dust on everything they could collaborate on. Maybe now I'll finally watch the cartoon or read the comic. I don't know the medium. I don't really know anything about this character. The next section was on gift wrapping paper. These were some of my favorite prints. I loved the English countryside aesthetic sort of drawing because it reminds me a lot of the childhood books I would read when I was younger. A lot of them had this sort of artwork. So when I see something like this, it just takes me back to a simpler time when everything looked so innocent and cute. And of course, I like anything with dogs on them. My dream is to be able to draw flowers like this. I adore flowers. I used to have a flower company, and if I'm able to draw and paint flowers like these, that's when I know I would have reached my artistic zenith, my artistic peace. But first, I need to get off my stick figure level of painting and sketching. These are origami paper craft, and you can fashion animals out of them. So I like the idea of this embroidery brooch kit. I like the idea of just being offline on a sunny Sunday afternoon, dabbling with craft and possibly making my own embroidered brooch. But I know what's really going to happen is that I'm going to make myself a cocktail and veg out in front of the TV all afternoon. So if I buy this, I know it's just going to sit at the back of my drawer untouched for a long time. Okay, so the remaining floor. So this is the part where I got a little lost. There is no ninth floor, or at least one that's open to public. The 10th floor is the lounge and only accessible if you pre-book a seat. The 11th is the farm section, the hydroponic farm, where they probably grow their produce for the restaurant upstairs, and that's on the last floor above, the 12th floor. Now, this is a small model of what the original store looked like back in 1906, and this is based off the only photograph they have of the store. Now, this is 1/12th of the original size, which to me sounds really, really small. This made me think of that famous Zoolander scene. After that, I just walked up to the 12th floor, the restaurant cafe styler. I was too tired by this time, so I didn't really bother checking the restaurant. And that was it. Is Itoya a little overhyped? Maybe, but it's not Itoya's fault. I think this is the fault of social media influencers hyping Itoya to be something Itoya never claimed to be in the first place. Yes, Itoya sells stationery, but this is a more Neiman Marcus sort of store where they curate everything. And for more famous trending stationery, you head to Loft. So I hope this was fun. Let me know what you think about Itoya. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.